Hi, and welcome to Verisk's Emerging Issues. My name is Kevin Sullivan. I am a writer with the Emerging Issues team here at Verisk. Today I'll be reading our article from September 21st titled Tobacco Industry May Be Testing the Limits of Menthol Bans in California. Several states and multiple local municipalities have taken steps in recent years to restrict or outright prohibit the sale of flavored tobacco products in their communities, and two states have gone so far as to ban all mentholated tobacco products. A recent study explores the ways in which some tobacco companies are using synthetic cooling chemicals in an alternative product, likely in reaction to a statewide ban on menthol in California. Further, it remains to be seen if these alternative products might also be addressed by the anticipated federal ban on menthol cigarettes and flavored cigars. California case study. California lawmakers voted in 2020 to become only the second state in the U.S. to ban most flavored tobacco products, including those containing menthol. This measure prohibited the sale of flavored cigarettes and e-cigarettes such as vape pens, in addition to products like flavored oral nicotine pouches. Tobacco manufacturers pushed back on the legislative intervention, eventually forcing a statewide referendum on the new law. Californians voted in favor of the ban in 2022, with final enactment of the prohibition finally going into effect that December after the Supreme Court refused a request by one manufacturer to block the law's implementation. Despite the ban, a recent study by Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center, conducted in conjunction with researchers at the University of Southern California, found that the tobacco industry moved quickly and simultaneously to replace their menthol cigarettes with artificial and flavorless chemicals that can replicate the cooling sensation of menthol. The cooling agents identified in the study mimic these effects by activating with the same cellular receptors previously triggered by the menthol compound in tobacco products, in some cases, quote, producing more intense lingering cooling effects, end quote. Indeed, according to one analysis, the sale of these new, quote unquote, California compliant cigarettes were poised to replace almost half of all menthol product sales in the state by one major tobacco manufacturer when compared to 2022 sales. These synthetic menthol alternatives are being marketed in a fashion reminiscent of menthol products, utilizing colors, keywords, and slogans similar to that of their predecessors. A company spokesperson insisted that these synthetic products contour with state law because they contain no distinguishable flavor or aroma aside from that of tobacco, and that the product has been cleared for market by the Food and Drug Administration. A checkered history of menthol marketing. The popularity of menthol cigarettes, in fact, predates the most recent boom in flavored tobacco products, and the tobacco products, including the chemical additive, account for a large portion of cigarette sales in the US. Research over the years suggests that the cool and minty sensation generated by menthol increases the number of receptors in the brain that nicotine binds to, and that the flavoring serves as a shield against respiratory irritants that unflavored tobacco might produce, making the product simply easier to smoke over longer durations of time. Analysts and health officials have pointed in recent years to the industry's decades-long efforts to market and sell menthol products to Black communities across the country, leading to disproportionate rates of nicotine addiction and tobacco-related deaths in the community, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. These trends overlap with the rise in popularity in more recent years of flavored, smokeless tobacco products like electronic cigarettes among middle and high school students in the U.S. Data from the CDC, for example, found that in 2021, quote, nearly 8 in 10 youths grades 6 through 12 who reported using tobacco products used flavored varieties, end quote. Of those young tobacco consumers, more than 38% who preferred flavored smokeless tobacco used menthol products, and more than 28% who used e-cigarettes preferred the menthol variety. The same trend held true for adults, according to CDC data from 2018 and 2019, in which more than 93% of adults aged 18 to 34 who used flavored smokeless tobacco were found to prefer mint or menthol products, and more than 35% who used flavored electronic cigarettes favored menthol flavored products. Menthol cigarettes accounted for 37% of sales among the largest U.S. manufacturers across the U.S. in 2021, and for more than half of the smokeless tobacco market that same year. In California, more than half of all adults who reported using tobacco expressed a preference for flavored tobacco the year prior to its banning. Testing the boundaries of the ban. Congress passed legislation in 2009 banning most flavored cigarettes and cigars, leaving menthol as one notable exemption. The FDA has, in the intervening years, taken a stronger position on menthol, calling in 2022 for a full ban on its use in cigarettes and flavored cigars. The agency is expected to finalize that ban in the coming months, though its ability to robustly regulate the tobacco industry has been called into question by U.S. lawmakers on more than one occasion. And while the regulatory body has said the federal ban will be a, quote, comprehensive one that will consider efforts by manufacturers to evade restrictions, the case of California suggests that federal officials could be in for an uphill battle when it comes to the regulation of synthetic menthol replacements. For more information on this or any topic we're tracking, please visit us at core.verisk.com/EI. While you're there, be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter. Thanks for listening.